Have you ever wondered about those who dream of a better life versus those who create it? Are you waiting to accomplish your dreams and goals? Welcome to Create It Now. With your hosts, Jonathan Stone and Dawn Elizabeth. For the next 60 minutes, we're going to put your dreams into motion and create it now. The phone lines are open at 731-1230. That's 731-1230. Or toll free 1-866-820-5528. That's 1-866-820-KLAV. Now, let's bring on the host and create it now. Here is Jonathan Stone and Dawn Elizabeth.
Hello, and welcome to the Create It Now radio show. Your hosts, Dawn Elizabeth and Jonathan Stone. We have lots of people in studio with us today. Very exciting.
We do. Full.
Jonathan, how are you doing today?
Doing phenomenal. How are you doing?
I'm good. We have a guest all the way from the East Coast today that's joined us.
Southeast, kind of.
Yeah, from Florida.
Yeah, Susan Mercado, who I'm very excited and honored that she's here. She was going to call in last week, but you got sick, and we really missed you. But we told everybody you'd be here today.
Yes.
And you flew in to do the show. So thank you.
Just for us.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
thank you for coming.
And Suzanne is a brand marketer that I've known for many years, worked with Universal, the Golf Channel, and now is working with like not-for-profits and for-profits, joining them together, finding that gap. And we really want to discuss that and know how we can get out awareness and with people's brands.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. How was your flight out?
The flight was long.
Yeah.
Yes.
Weather's much different.
Yes. How many airplanes did you have to take again?
I think I did 3 countries, 4 airplanes. No, 3 airplanes. It was 3 airplanes.
You had
but
to
it
use your
felt like a
passport.
lot. It was 11 hours of flying.
Wow. Yeah. But you're here, and do you like the weather here, or is it better?
It's pleasant. It's a little nippy at night, but it's not typical Florida beach weather, but it's okay. It's nice. It's a nice change. It is winter after all, and it's New Year's, so...
Because you live in Orlando right by the beach, so we understand that.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, I have my own beach in the backyard.
This is true. and you have wild geese. Or goose.
Exactly. Lucy the goose.
I actually talked about that one time, how your goose attacked me on
He's
air.
still talking about that, actually.
Yes. I'm still scarred.
And that's ironic because Lucy really only likes men.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, even if I see a duck now, if I see a hummingbird, I run. I have fear now and steel in my mind.
So I'm just going to take it then that there is no wildlife here in Las Vegas.
Pretty much.
No, it's us. We are the wildlife out here in Vegas.
Gotcha.
Yeah, exactly. So good. Well, thank you for coming out, being with us today. We hope you can stay the whole hour with us.
Yes.
I hope to.
Yay. As long as Jonathan doesn't kick us out.
Exactly. It's almost New Year's Eve. We're getting ready.
Right?
Yeah.
Seriously.
We're so
Yeah,
excited.
speaking of New Year's Eve, I mean, this is it. We're done with 2013.
We
know.
absolutely are. Time for a
Yeah.
new year.
Yes.
No, we're creating 2014.
Absolutely.
As we speak, we're going to make huge change and huge difference.
Should I tell them about 2014?
Absolutely.
2014 in numerology equals 7, which is associated with success and luck. So wishing everybody a whole brand new year of success and luck.
Ooh, I like
Awesome.
that brand new from branding.
Yeah, from the
That is
branding
good.
expert.
That's
See?
the way it works.
I like it.
I like it. That's a good positive feeling going into that new year. Thinking about,
Absolutely. And we start
Yeah.
with a new moon.
right.
So lots of
Refresh,
good things in store.
rebirth. Here we
Yes,
go.
we're
Yeah,
ready.
it's
Let's do this.
Super excited. Yeah, on Facebook, actually, I saw somebody who has been posting for about a week now that she had started working out. And her last post she had put, like I think yesterday, was, why wait till the new year if I can start now? And I was like, I love that. I was so
Exactly.
excited. You know, I mean,
We talked about that,
yeah, a lot of people are waiting till after the new year hits to start doing things and changing the way they are. But why can't
But
you
then
start
that makes
now?
us premature. We've started today.
Exactly.
We're getting the
We're
ball
the
rolling.
trendsetters.
Well, that's what's created now.
Absolutely.
I like it.
Yes, creating it now. And now we're also going to go to our first commercial break. Let our sponsor speak. Make sure you find us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter at Dream It, Create It. And you're listening to the Create It Now radio show. We will be right back.
blowing it out at Gene Woods Racing Experience, Las Vegas's newest premier outdoor adrenaline-powered gasoline go-karting track with speeds in excess of 45 miles per hour if you've got the balls. We've got 2-for-1 Tuesdays, buy one and your friend rides free. We've got $5 off coupons, and remember, on your birthday, members ride free. And to get a free Gene Woods Racing Experience t-shirt, open Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. till 11. Saturday and Sunday, noon till 11. And we're located at 121 East Sunset Road in Las Vegas Boulevard at the Sports Center across from McCarran Airport. Come blow the doors off your competition at Gene Woods Racing Experience. Once you race here, you won't go anywhere else. Be there. Be there.
Hi, everyone. This is New Media Vegas, your Sin City webmasters in Las Vegas, Nevada.
More than just web design, complete integrated marketing with inspired innovations in delivery of your new media message, putting the groove and the backbeat back in your brand.
The hottest in design trends with the latest innovations in marketing techniques. Call New Media Vegas at 702-517-0184.
Or visit us online at www.newmediavegas.com. Don't forget to check out our online magazine, Sin City Presents, featuring business, technology, fashion, dining, and entertainment news.
702-517-0184. 702-517-0184.
This is Les Brown, Mrs. Mamie Brown's baby boy. Those of you that are listening, I encourage you to listen to Create It Now, because it will teach you how to live full and die empty, how to begin to manifest your greatness and make your mark.
My name is Brandon Shia, and you're listening to Create It Now.
Create It Now. Continues. Join the conversation at 702-731-1230 or email create@createitnowmedia.com. Here again, your hosts, Jonathan Stone and Dawn Elizabeth.
Hello and welcome back to the Create It Now radio show. If you're just tuning in with us, we are talking with Suzanne Mikado, who is a brand expert and love having her in studio, has a new interesting kind of idea that's out there now that to really get businesses to take a new direction.
Absolutely. No, I think it's amazing, and we're going to take a lot of credit for this, for Suzanne's new turn in life, how she's going to create change. As most people know, that we went to Orlando to see Sherry Watson, who's been on the show and who was in a coma, and she started the American Disability Act, and we were with Suzanne, and we asked her to come join us for a day. 3 days later, Suzanne just has a new lease on life and creating all this change and branding ideas and sitting there doing research. I mean, she even flew in, and today she was just like looking about marketing and how to put things together for profits and not for profits. So I
love
think that
how
is
the
amazing.
ideas are always flowing.
But do you like the way I took credit for it?
Yes.
Yes.
I like how Suzanne's ideas are always flowing.
They're always like they're resonating.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, and also too with that, when we came out to Orlando, we always talk about how things fall into place properly. Like when they fall into place, it just works and happens. And a lot of that was happening in Orlando. It was a lot of life-changing things happening there, and different people who are there to make change and get their brands out there, but not necessarily knowing on their own how to do that.
Right. And it's kind of like channeling. And so what is so amazing about what you've done this for a while now, and we want to hear about your background. And then what brought you to where you are now? What inspired you to create this change and help people and get out of awareness?
Okay. Well, I've been in the film and television entertainment business for over 20 years, and the last 10 I've spent in brand marketing and basically connecting brand and content. But what I really realized is that I was unfulfilled in being able to provide a legacy or create any kind of action for the nonprofits that are out there. So in reading all of the new trends as far as like the marketing, branding revolution and how it is cross-pollinating with the nonprofit world, it has given me a new passion and lease on life. And in fact, one of Jonathan's friends I met the weekend they came in said, what did he say? It isn't what you
do.
It isn't what you do, it's why you do it.
Yes.
Yes.
And I loved that. And the 6 degrees of separation in those 3 days.
I know, isn't that amazing?
That it actually turned out that Sherry Watson and I worked together back in the late 80s on a a PSA for the National Head Injury Foundation that she headed at that time. And it was just, I can't even tell you, it was like goosebumps.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you had another surprise guest there.
Yes, an old client from Universal who works in New York, and she actually has already started her 501c3 for when she retires or is her contract ends with her current employer. So every day I think people call me and they say, we want to talk to you. We have this. I mean, I've had at least another half a dozen old, friends from the past or clients that have called, and when I tell them that I'm kind of going into the cause marketing end of things with connecting profit brands with nonprofit cause, they are like, oh, well, we need to talk to you. So I realize, how it's a burgeoning industry. Everybody's jumping on the bandwagon, including social media. So I think the time is great.
Yeah, and I think it's amazing how when you put something out there, how many people it attracts. I mean, this is truly the law of attraction. I mean, since we went to Orlando, our life has changed with all the different guests that we have on the show and all the support that we have.
I think my new term for it is called manifest destiny.
Oh,
I liked it. Mestiny. We're just going to shorten Mestiny.
Hers is a little bit better. Sorry to say.
What's New Year's? I'm already getting started.
There's a reason why she's the branding expert.
It's just like shortening words. I want to make them smaller.
So when you say cause marketing, can you explain that just a little bit more for people who've never heard of it before?
Sure. Well, I mean, throughout time, everybody's had a story of tragedy within a family, and it can be anything from homelessness to illness to bullying, and so because that, which is the reason there is so many nonprofits out there now just trying to help rebuild society. So what cause marketing does is it humanizes brands, it builds awareness, drives purchase and support with cause-related stories.
Okay. So, and I like how you said before, too, it's also bringing that nonprofit and the profit worlds together, working together.
Right, because I don't think people understood that they can actually work together in the past like that.
No, typically it has been the nonprofit, trying to traditionally secure their own funding, getting the word out there via a PSA. Now you have all of the commercialism and really all of the multi-platform media tools available. So it takes on a new life form now because you can reach more people.
Right.
And I think one of the big things that people are doing now is crowdfunding. That has become quite huge, and we've had some crowdfunding experts on here. So there's really innovative ways now to get awareness and to create your brand.
Correct. And actually there are companies that are pioneering this only because they realize what the reach is now in connecting the human side of their consumers. So they, in the forward-thinking part of their world, with the humanitarian support, you have brand opportunities that resonate and connect with the consumer.
Yeah, and you're seeing it a lot more nowadays. Like
Absolutely.
A lot more commercials happening right now.
Absolutely. The Wounded Warrior Project is one in case that Trace Atkins supports. They do heavy commercial and they have a great call to action.
Yeah.
Where they don't say, visit us or donate. They're asking you for a specific amount of money.
Right. They're right there giving you what to do. And that's huge because they're going to get a lot more attention, or I should say a lot more attraction for that because of that call to action.
Right.
Yeah, Pepsi actually did a couple of years ago. They took $20 million in a media spend away from their television and created an online consumer engagement contest where they had, I want to see how many people they had. They had the online contest was to submit their ideas and secure votes to win grants. And those grants were like $10,000.
To get things going, their causes, right?
Exactly.
I remember. I kind of remember that. I want to say it was a few years back, right? Yeah, I remember when they did that.
I want to say like 2010.
Yeah, absolutely. I do remember that. That was huge, and they had so many submit in. So just imagine how many people have different ideas of who to help and how to help, and it's getting them out there so people can be aware of what's out there.
Absolutely, absolutely. And there are a lot of causes out there.
Yeah.
Right.
But at least what's good and what we're finding out now is that people do want to make a difference. There are a lot of people that want to make change, but they don't know how to. They don't know how to start it. They don't know how to launch it. They don't know how to take action. They're stuck. They have this wonderful idea. They see a cause, and I think with the whole branding thing and the social media, about getting it out there, getting the exposure, just pushing.
Well, that's the whole idea. The brands have the opportunity to reach the consumer in a way now that provides them the vehicle to make a difference.
Right. I mean, look at Tom's.
Yes. Tom's was the buy one, donate one.
Right.
For shoes.
That was one of to me, one of the first ones that was noticeable to me that I saw out there.
It was a great campaign, and they didn't push it down your throat. It was more like you knew what was going on more than they were really pushing it. So it was word of mouth, and I really liked that. It was kind of like, hey, if you buy from us, we'll donate shoes. No, it was like other people talked about it.
Yeah.
And so it made you feel good to buy those shoes.
Well, and some of the other, the efforts that these companies are making, like the Kraft Foods, they took their employees and they became the brand ambassadors, where they had 23,000 employees in 56 countries, and it was called Delicious Difference Week. And these employees went out and they helped build commercial gardens, playgrounds, and meals.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It also helps, too, when companies do that stuff to make the employees feel important and a part of the family.
A part of the contribution.
Yeah, exactly. And it just pushes even more. I love when companies do things like that and they get everybody involved.
Right, create a movement.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, they do. I mean, Secret, does like the anti-bullying. BMW did the Susan B. Komen Ultimate Drive. And so there are a lot of campaigns. Subway did Heroes for Hunger.
Right.
So a lot of the brands are jumping on the bandwagon because they realize they have a great opportunity to engage and to increase, because word of mouth, if you're doing something good, is what everybody resonates to that.
Yeah, partnering with that profit company can really help get the awareness out for the nonprofit side and get that cause out there.
And it helps the profit company as well.
Right.
Exactly.
It's a full circle. Absolutely. Yeah, and it's a great way to get your face into people's homes that you wouldn't have before.
And not only that, I mean, it's like I say, they're using every media platform. All of the social media has jumped in between Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn. Pinterest is even huge now from the social media in the nonprofit world engagement. And so they, like Facebook has 100 brands.
Wow.
Yeah,
that gets over 100,000 hits or likes in some of theirs. So yeah, there's a lot of opportunity out there to, I think within the next year, you're also going to see that these social media pages have a donate button where you don't even have, I mean, you create your platform to be constantly in front of people for the cause. And then by them going to your page or to your YouTube video, they actually can like and donate.
At the same time, right from there.
Yeah, right from there. Right
oh,
from
wow.
there.
That would be awesome. I mean, that is that next step in social media.
It is.
Right.
It
Well,
is.
they say every friend you have
Well,
in
in
social
cause
media.
marketing too, because it's it's going to be those brands that have the spin-offs from their own company sites that promote.
Right. And that's how you can drive people back through. And I mean, we're talking about on bigger scales with these larger companies, but it can be done more as a local level as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So even though, because we know a lot of different, for example, nonprofits in Las Vegas that they're having a hard time getting out there, and they're having a hard time getting people aware of what they're doing, and having that partnership even with a local company can help bring awareness.
Oh, yeah. They had, I want to say, Mercedes-Benz, and this was just in Chicago. They did typically like some of the promotions for car dealers are they will give you money back.
Right.
Well, instead of giving you the money back, which by the way, if you're buying a Mercedes-Benz, you obviously have money to spend. But but they would give the money to like a child in need.
Right.
Instead of getting,
but it's still a great tax write-off for the person buying the car.
Absolutely.
So it's a win-win situation. So yeah, your local regionalized markets are very profitable in doing that if you can get to the right people and
and set all that up
and create a great promotion.
Right.
So there are many creative ways about going about this now. I mean, that's what people are coming up with now, which I think is pretty cool too. Instead of the traditional thing of just sending out letters and knocking on doors, people are being more creative and using the tools and resources that are now out there, the social media.
Correct.
And big brands.
Correct.
Well, thank you for agreeing with me.
Well, I let you be right once on the show, and that's all you get.
Yeah, there we go. Done.
Done. That's it.
So also, Suzanne, what else, how did you get to this point? like for us, we talk a lot about how we want to help different people and help them take action. And how is it that you came to the cause marketing from? Because I know you're doing branding, and how are you moving into this world?
Some of it's very personal. I have been dealing with cancer in the family and became very connected to an organization that works through Make-A-Wish to bring families in. And this is all children with life-threatening illnesses. And so I guess in the last, Valentine's Day will be 4 years. I launched an art program there for kids to come in and really kind of scrapbook and make their memory, the week of memories, if it was the last week in their life.
Oh, wow.
And so it was very powerful, and it's actually the first program there that was named after a child still living.
Oh, wow.
So that was huge to me, and I did that single-handedly through networking with friends and saying I need supplies, and I went to like a Joann's, and I got all their Saturday art project supplies donated, and they supply the volunteers, and it really is like a self-sustainable project that, like I said, will be 4 years old.
Oh, nice.
So I have a passion for making a difference, and I'm looking into some of the other, the veterans and the issues that they're having with the VA hospitals and care and having jobs and coming back to the U.S. and so they're definitely we are a generation that's going to connect with a lot of that right now because there are so many guys coming back from a war.
Right.
So it's definitely a personal mission of passion.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, one of the things that I want to come back to is what you said about sustainability, and I think a lot of people don't realize about that they need sustainability. They think, okay, I have a great idea, and it's just going to run itself out. You got to keep working at it. You got to keep pushing, and that's where the social media and getting more and more awareness out to make it sustainable.
Correct. Well, when I launched that project, it was what I got was a time slot in their schedule that this could actually happen, and like I say, I provide all the supplies and everything. But because I'm not a 501c3. I basically spearhead it and put that. Right. I make the connections and the partnerships.
Mm-hmm. Nice. And also too with sustainability, like you're saying, that branding comes in because if you have a brand, that's in itself stays in front of people.
Mm-hmm. Right. Absolutely. Yeah, it's interesting because they were saying they know that it happens every Sunday morning, and a family was coming in and they were going to miss it, and they were a little upset, so they took and bagged supplies and put it in their room so that they could actually still do it.
They could still do their art project.
And I have to say, the organization that you started with this, Give Kids the World, is amazing. I mean, it inspires me. I mean, we've talked about what we want to do and different different things we want to accomplish and stuff. So it's an amazing organization and stuff. And that you're part of it. You actually introduced me to it.
Yes. It's been very near and dear to my heart for 15 years.
Yeah.
Wow. Probably about as long as I've known you.
Exactly. Well, you did. You got me. Yeah. And I was only like 4 at the time, so.
And I wasn't born yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, no. I was 18 at that point. Very nice.
Nice, yes.
So, Suzanne, tell us a little bit about where people can find you if they want to know more about cause marketing or bring you into their company. What's a good way for people to find you?
Well, you can send me an email, which my company is Brandaids, and that's like Band-Aids with an R. So it's BRANDAIDS @hotmail.com.
I like that.
Or you can reach out through Create It Now radio show or webpage. We have a fairly intimate relationship, so I'm sure they would tell me if you reached out.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, you can definitely connect. Yeah. Definitely connect you through our Facebook page. As well as if you send us an email, you can do that as well, createitnowmedia.com, and we'll forward it off to you if we get it. Excellent. Well, we want to say thank you so much for coming out, and we have so much more to talk about when it comes to cause marketing and your background, and we would love to have you back because I know you're in town through the week, so we're going to be we have a little slot opening on Thursday if you would like to come back.
We're going to benchmark that based on New Year's Day festivities. But
got it. Okay. I know it's a hard, party
like
times.
if I can actually talk and not in tongues.
Right.
Exactly.
All right, we'll check on that. But if so, if not, if that doesn't work out Thursday, we'd love to have you call in from
Absolutely.
Orlando.
But we'd still like for you to stay for the rest of the show.
Oh, yeah.
I am staying.
We have another group of guys that are pretty
Yes.
amazing in what they're doing. And one of the things I want to talk about when we get back is how do you start, with a brand? Not now, but after our break. So if you have an idea, what's your next step?
To get into that brand.
Okay.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I'm giving you time to think while we go to a commercial break.
Thank
Come
you.
up with a good answer.
Appreciate
How
that.
nice of him. Well, you're listening to the Create It Now radio show. Don't forget to find us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter at Dream It, Create It. And you're listening to the Create It Now radio show. We will be right back.
Ben Bella Books is a publishing boutique that aims to be the publisher of choice for a select group of authors. Authors who value personal attention, a partnership philosophy, flexibility, and a creative approach to marketing. Ben Bella Books is a fast-growing, market-focused publishing house whose success is based on a few simple principles. They select their titles with care. They provide their authors with first-class service and partnership. And they provide aggressive, creative marketing for each title they publish. Find out more at benbellabooks.com. BEN BellaBooks.com. And if you're a reader, check out the many great titles available at benbellabooks.com.
It's an idea whose time has come. Full Circle Couture is the fashionable way to exchange and recycle clothing. Full Circle Couture sells all kinds of new and gently used clothing and accessories. They accept donations and exchanges for in-store credit. And Full Circle Couture donates the items they can't use to local charities. We support teachers through discounts and donations. Come to donate, stay to shop. Full Circle Couture at 9440 West Sahara, Suite 170, just west of Fort Apache. Find out more at fccfullcirclecouture.com. That's FCC Full Circle Couture, COUTURE.com.
Hey, this is Danny Vegas, and let me tell you something. When you're ready to stop dreaming and start doing, you need to tune in to my friends at Create It Now, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 3 o'clock in the afternoon to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Like I said, quit dreaming and start doing.
Those who can do. This is Create It Now. Join the conversation at 702-731-1230 or email create@createitnowmedia.com. Here again, your hosts, Jonathan Stone and Dawn Elizabeth.
Hello, and welcome back to the Create It Now radio show. If you're just tuning in with us, we have multiple guests here in the studio and lots going on, talking about different things happening in Las Vegas as well as cause marketing. And if you've missed any of today's conversation, you can re-listen tonight at 11 p.m. right before the new year hits on VegasAllNetRadio.com. And we also have the archived version at www.createitnowmedia.com. And so we've been talking with Suzanne Mikado about cause marketing. And Jonathan, I think you had a quick question for her before the break.
Right. My question was basically, when you have an idea or a not-for-profit or something you're passionate about, how do you start with the whole branding process to get awareness out there?
I knew you were going to ask me this.
I know, I told you.
Was the only thing I didn't prepare
break.
for. No, typically, I mean, well, number one, I think that, your mission statement needs to be concise and clear so that people understand exactly what it is that you do. And once that happens, then you start really kind of gearing all of your press and your media and your message to that demographic of people. So you do kind of create your own brand in that way. It's like for you, it could be about the heroes. It could be about cancer patient survivors. But you want to be very clear about what your mission is, what you're doing, and how it's going to make the world a better place.
And research.
Yes,
also.
absolutely.
Find your target audience.
Ton of research out there in how you hit actually your demographic.
Well, great answer. Thank you very much.
Excellent. Yeah, and we also have in studio with us some gentlemen from the Edward Kline Memorial Homeless Veterans Fund, which is an organization that's dedicated to providing a warm and safe refuge for homeless veterans and their families without regard to race, creed, gender, or religious afflictions. And they're also working closely with the Veteran Affairs and other veteran-friendly organizations here in Las Vegas. And we have two gentlemen with us, so help me welcome Les Sherman and Don Davidson.
Welcome.
Thank you.
How are you guys?
We're good. And yourself?
Good, thank you. So let's start by giving us a little bit more information about the Edward Kline Memorial Homeless Veterans Fund. What is it that you guys do for the homeless veterans?
We provide short-term housing for homeless veteran, mostly families. Typically what happens is they contact the Veterans Administration in Las Vegas, let them know that they're homeless, and the VA starts a processing program which takes 7 to 10 days, and they diagnose these people to see if they need medical attention, mental health attention, and what exactly is their issue, and make sure that they in fact are veterans and do not have a dishonorable discharge. Since they're homeless, it's very difficult to contact these people once they start the process because they can't find them.
Yeah.
And what we do is we provide housing for this 7 to 10 day period from the time they contact the VA until they're through the processing, and then the VA moves them on to a more permanent type of housing.
And how long have you guys been doing this here in Las Vegas?
We've been doing it since 2003, and to date have in excess of 2,600 veterans that we've been able to help take
amazing.
off the streets.
Oh, excellent. Very nice.
There seems to be an unlimited supply.
Right. And how many can you guys house at a time?
Well, it really depends on the configuration of the rooms. We've recently changed our program at the request of the Veterans Administration so that we could handle homeless veteran families, because prior to this there really wasn't any place to put these folks during this 7 to 10 day processing. So we can handle 8 male veterans if there are no families involved. And with the families, it just depends on the size of the family, the facility that we use. We can move beds in, put in cots or cribs as needed, and even have adjoining rooms for larger families. Plus, we have 2 beds for female veterans at Shade Tree that are open all the time, and there's no limitation there on number of days.
And they're a wonderful organization as well.
They really are.
They were
It's
on
amazing.
the show, and it's so amazing how much they've grown.
Yeah, that's awesome that you guys are banding together to help instead of like against,
Right.
This is what we do, this is what we do. You guys are coming together.
The one thing we don't do is we can't take pets.
Oh, yes.
Except at Shade Tree.
The Shade Tree can,
Yeah.
yes.
I know they were telling us they had like turtles and fish
Oh, yeah.
and dogs.
And snakes. Ooh.
And horses.
We didn't see any horses, but we saw plenty of cats and dogs.
They actually have a ranch for horses.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Off property, though. It's
Off
somewhere
property,
else.
okay.
Yeah, it's not right
They're
there.
not walking around in
It's
the
not
hallways.
part of Noah's Ark.
Exactly.
Not part of downtown. That's funny. So how long have you guys been with the organization?
Oh, about 3 years. Just under 3 years.
Have
for
you
me.
always lived in Vegas, or did you recently move?
No. I retired at the end of January in 2011, and a couple of my friends were involved with Jewish War Veterans Post 64 in Las Vegas, which was the entity that started this program in 2003, and they got me interested in it when I retired.
Nice. And how about for you?
I moved here in 1996. I knew Les's partner in Ohio really well, and of course met him here again when he moved here, and we're both involved in the same Jewish War Veterans Post, the Edward Kline Fund, et cetera, and et cetera. and we live right near each other.
That's wonderful.
That's
That
another
helps.
one of those like old friends meeting up again. And
We actually we met one night at Nordstrom's.
I like it.
Yeah.
At a charity event.
That's right, it
I was going
was.
to say, I wanted to
throw
call
that
it
in.
Kismet, but
Oh, that's funny. So, how did it get the name the Edward Kline Memorial Homeless Veterans
Well,
Fund?
when this originally started, one of the founders of Jewish War Veterans Post 64 was Ed Kline. And Ed became aware that there were a lot of homeless veterans in Las Vegas and felt that these people served their country. They certainly deserved better than this, and that we had a duty to help them become human beings again. And he solicited a friend of his, also another founding member of Post 64, a World War II Navy veteran, Abe Efros. And Abe and Ed started what they called the Independence Day program, which at that time was totally funded by Jewish War Veterans Post 64. They were selling poppies over Memorial Day and Veterans Day to raise money for this program. Mm-hmm. And the two of them started it, and Ed passed away about 2 years ago, and so this new entity was named after him, and Abe is still a very viable member of the Post and involved with the Kline Fund.
Excellent.
Nice. So how do people find you? How do they know? Because I had no idea about this whole vetting period of time, the 7 to 10 days. So how do people get awareness and know about this?
Well, probably the best way to find out about us is to go to our website. And there are a number of variations to our website, but the best one is www.Kline, that's spelled Kline, homelessveteransfund.org. And that has a lot of information, historical and current information on the Kline Fund, as well as there's a section in there on Jewish War Veterans Post 64. Mm-hmm. And what's important to know is that in Las Vegas there are 4 Jewish War Veterans Posts, and 64 is the only one that is sponsoring this particular program.
Wow. I think it's a great program.
It really is, and it makes you feel good to be involved with it.
Yeah. Well, I had no idea that anything like this existed, and I had no idea that people needed this help for 7 to 10 days, that they're just displaced.
The one thing that people need to know that are listening to this show is the Edward Kline Fund has 5 directors, 100% volunteers. I don't know what percentage, 99% of any donations that we receive goes to pay rent.
Right.
Nobody takes, occasionally we have to buy a cell phone or have some printing done or something like that, but every penny that we take in, we try to just do nothing but pay rent.
Right. And earlier when we were talking, because of your past professions, you actually volunteer that work as well.
That's true.
We both do that.
Right, right. That's what I meant.
I was in real estate for 55 years, and I'm the one who went out and found a place where they will take families, and Les, of course, has a brilliant accounting career.
Yeah, I was a CPA for 32 years. I do the tax and accounting work, and one of our other directors, Mort Friedlander, who's a retired Air Force officer, and an attorney, did all the legal work to set up the Kline Fund as a 501c3 under the Internal Revenue Code. And the other directors, Steve Seiden and Art Withup, have got, they're actually engineers by profession, but have a lot of many, many years of business background.
That's great. I mean, one big thing that we always believe in is put together a team of experts to create something, to help to. I mean, one big thing with me, I always like to allocate responsibility to somebody that's better at something than I am.
That's the way to do it.
Because otherwise I'm sitting there going, I can do everything, and then you're like, I get nothing done.
Right.
Exactly.
My business philosophy when I worked for a development company and we start a project is I would get everybody together, architects, engineers, builders, contractors, subcontractors, lawyers, planners. And I always said the same thing. Everybody in this room better know more than me.
Exactly. Yeah, because if I'm the smartest man in the room, I shouldn't be here.
I refuse to pay you and teach you your business.
It's true.
Yeah. And so what is it right now that the Edward Kline Memorial Fund needs most? What are you guys looking for?
Money.
Money.
There you go.
Yep. We set up the Kline Fund so that we could contact foundations for donations, which we have been doing over the last year, as well as soliciting donations from private individuals. But there seems to be a huge growing need for our program. We could easily triple, quadruple our program and still probably wouldn't meet the need that's out there.
Mm-hmm.
So the more money that we can raise, the more beds we can rent. And when I say beds, we're also talking about food and bus passes. Typically, when these folks present at the VA, they have nothing and no income. They can't even go to a 7-Eleven and buy food. Right. So we provide all of this for them. And the bus passes are really critical in that they need transportation to get to the VA clinics or the hospital, and also for job interviews.
Right. So I have a question for you real quick. As you said earlier, that when these people come to you and they have no phone numbers and stuff, how do people reach them and contact them after the 7 to 10 days? Or if they go on a job interview, how do people get hold of them?
When they go into more permanent housing with the VA, typically these housing situations have full utilities, which would include a phone.
Nice.
Oh, okay. Nice.
And that's
like you said, Jonathan, I didn't realize there was that period in between where,
Yeah,
while they're getting ready and processed with the VA, that they get lost because they have nowhere to go.
Exactly.
They can't stay there at the office. So, yeah, like I would have put that together before.
Which I think is ridiculous in a way. I got to say that the awareness hasn't been out there about this, that you guys are doing this and not more people know about this. Because we work with a lot of not-for-profits, and we always try to make a difference and help get awareness out there. And this is like the first time of anything that's just blown me away. I had no idea that these people are displaced. There's no phones, no way to get hold of them.
Yeah.
And they're homeless sitting around there just waiting. I mean, that's amazing what you guys are doing.
And do you guys, or does the VA go out into the homeless community and help find these guys to help them out, or do they come to you on their own?
I think typically anymore they present at the VA.
Mm-hmm.
I think at one time they were going out in the areas where the homeless were at, but anymore they find the VA. And you'll find that the same thing's true at Shade Tree. They appear at the door.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And our criteria is very simple. If you're a veteran and you do not have a dishonorable discharge, you're eligible.
Right.
And that's it.
Very simple.
Very simple.
Simply placed. Yeah.
And again, we're concentrating now more so on homeless veterans with families and women with children. And if we have vacant beds, then they can put single men in, but the concentration is more with the families.
Yeah.
I would like to emphasize that a lot of organizations do get per diem help from the government and from the VA, and we get nothing.
Right. Well, we're going to have to change that for you.
Oh, be my
We'd
guest.
like
I'll fine.
That's why you guys are here. Create it now. This
exactly.
is what we do.
But,
get that awareness out and get it
it's
moving.
hard because, we're hand to mouth and
Right.
but we don't get any support, any financial support from anybody other than what we raise.
And I think if people knew more about this,
Yeah.
they would jump in seconds. I mean, it's just like, how do you sleep at night knowing
Right.
that somebody's homeless waiting to get accepted to get into a home, and then they might not be able to be
Right.
reached or contacted?
If you want to drive down Main Street some afternoon,
Mm-hmm.
you'll see exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, these folks aren't all veterans, but there's a tremendous number of homeless people in the city of Las Vegas, and it just shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
Right.
But, we would be more than happy to meet with any individuals that would like to consider a donation or foundations that are interested in veterans projects, because I think this is a very valid one. And when you think about what these folks have done for their country, they don't deserve to be living on the streets.
Absolutely.
Definitely not.
Yeah, we agree.
Yeah. And so one more time, give us the website again. So if people are ready to go ahead and donate, if you could let us know where that is.
Again, this is the main website that'll get you there, but there's other combinations of it. But it's www.Kline, it's spelled Kline, homelessveteransfund.org. And we actually have built into our website the ability to use PayPal if somebody would like to make a contribution, which some folks have done.
Yeah.
Makes it very handy. Or if they would like to send us a check, be very happy to give you our address, which is 1930 Village Center Circle, number 3-355, Las Vegas, Nevada 89134. And this just eliminates the commission we have to pay to PayPal, so more of the money goes for the homeless project.
Yeah, all the whole donation instead of a fee. Absolutely.
Right, absolutely. Yeah.
We are available to meet with anybody at any time.
Now, if somebody knows a veteran that's homeless, how do they get hold of you?
They
without
don't.
Going to they don't. Okay,
No.
so they can't personally get hold of you.
No, they need to call the VA.
Okay.
And
let them
report
know.
it there. And they will take it from there.
Excellent.
Yeah. And in fact, to make sure that they are actually eligible, that's really the best way to do it. And in fact, that's what we do. If we happen to run across somebody that's homeless, we'll ask them if they're a veteran. If they are, we'll have them contact the VA, and they do the screening and everything.
Great. Well, thank you. Thank you guys for coming out and giving that
Thank you for
awareness out
having
there,
us.
letting
Yes,
us,
it's great.
informing us about this and how these homeless veterans need that transition period, need that help through that time.
And we
Thank
can do
you.
anything to get behind you guys and help you.
Yeah,
and get
absolutely.
The word
Thank you
out
guys
there.
for coming out and joining us.
Can I add just one thing?
Absolutely.
Real quick, I was at a conference a couple of weeks ago with Jonathan and Dawn, and they gave the description of a veteran is someone who writes a blank check for their life to serve your country.
I saw that somewhere, and that's very true.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to happen.
Definitely resonates. So good luck
Yeah.
to you guys.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for having us. We appreciate
It's
it.
absolutely a pleasure.
Okay.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Well, you're listening to the Create It Now radio show. Don't forget to find us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter. And check us out on the website, www.createitnowmedia.com. And we'll be right back.
The best television isn't on television. It's on the internet. Log on to realwisdomtv.com for thousands of hours of motivational and inspiring content. On demand, all the time. Unlike network television with its sex, drugs, and rock and roll, realwisdomtv.com provides wellness, wealth, and wisdom. From how to read faster to creating greater wealth, realwisdomtv.com is for you. The learning never stops, and neither does realwisdomtv.com. Log on now to realwisdomtv.com.
Hey, it's Roxy from the 702 Rock Show, right here at VegasAllNetRadio.com. Listen to my show every Friday, 4 to 5 p.m. to hear about local artists, musicians, fashion designers, and more right here in Las Vegas. So tune in every Friday, 4 to 5 p.m. to hear me, Michelle Roxy Davis, right here at VANR on the 702 Rock Show.
You're listening to the Create It Now Radio Network. This is Larry Benet, the Connector. Invest in your network, and the network will invest back into helping you. The more connection currency you create, the faster you get whatever you want in business and life. You're listening to the Create It Now Radio Network.
My name is Brandon Shia, and you're listening to Create It Now.
Welcome back to Create It Now. Join the conversation at 702-731-1230 or email create@createitnowmedia.com. Here again, your hosts, Jonathan Stone and Dawn Elizabeth.
Hello and welcome back to the Create It Now radio show. If you're just tuning in with us, you have missed some amazing conversations. We've been talking with Les and Dawn at the Edward Kline Memorial Homeless Veterans Fund, as well as with Suzanne Mikado about cause marketing. If you did miss any of our conversation today, don't forget you can re-listen tonight at 11 p.m. on VegasAllNetRadio.com or find the archived version at www.createitnowmedia.com. And I just want to say thank you to everybody for being in studio with us. I love the energy that we had and all the information that was shared. So thank you to everybody for coming out today.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Thank you
I feel
for
like we should
having
do a countdown right at the end of the show. So when people listen
Oh,
to us at 11 o'clock, we are their
Totally.
countdown.
I like that.
We can do that as Lawrence gives us that look of really.
I would like to count down how many donations people are going to call us on this afternoon from
There
this
you
show.
go.
They have to hurry up because it's the end of the year, so it's a write-off for this year.
Yeah, for this tax year. So if you do need any more write-offs, this is the time to do it. Definitely.
There's no contribution too small or too large.
Excellent. So one more time, Les, why don't you give us the information of how people can get a hold of you guys and donate or help out whatever it is that you guys, what they feel they can give to you.
I think the best way is to look at our website, which is www.Kline, that's spelled Kline, homelessveteransfund.org. And that will provide all the information as far as address and phone numbers. Also, we have PayPal in that website, so you can make a donation through there or send us a check directly, and we can therefore avoid the PayPal commission and have 100% of your donation going to provide food and shelter for these veterans. You know, I think one thing that's important to know is that there seems to be an absolute unlimited supply of homeless veterans.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to get worse once the troops start coming back from Afghanistan. It's to me, it is criminal that people who volunteer their lives to serve their countries wind up on the streets.
Absolutely.
And that's the
We
reason,
agree.
and that's the motivation of all the people that are involved in this project, is just to help them.
Another thing I was wondering, how much does it cost to sponsor, say, a family for that 7 to 10 days? Do you know?
We don't actually look at it that way. We look at, what does it cost us per room per month? And the answer to that is about $1,100 for the room, meals, and some bus passes.
Okay.
But, when you keep in mind that our program runs from 7 to 10 days, depending on how long it takes the VA to process this individual, we will have 4 to 5 families a month going through the same room.
Right.
So
Wow.
it's
Yeah.
constantly being used.
Yeah, so it does vary per person, but
Yeah,
in giving us that
exactly,
information.
exactly.
Excellent. Well, thank you guys for coming out and being with us today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much.
And Happy New Year to everybody.
Happy New Year.
And Suzanne, how about for you? How can people get a hold of you?
My company is Brand Aids Marketing, and that's like Band-Aids with an R. I've been doing, that's been my own company for about 10 years, just recently transitioned into cause marketing. The email address is brandaids, BRANDAIDS, @hotmail.com, or you can reach me through Create It Now. And just so everyone knows, we are truly, truly embarking on a cause marketing branding revolution.
Yeah, absolutely. So excited going into the new year. And all of you that are listening for the year of 2013, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And we hope and love you and stick with us for the new year.
Let's all take action. Create it now.
Absolutely.
Make a difference.
You're listening to the Create It Now radio show. Don't forget to catch us every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 3 to 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And you don't want to miss out for the upcoming shows that we do have. Dream big, take action, and create it now.
Happy New Year. Have an amazing day.